Welcome back to my channel, Chronicles of Wonder, or welcome if you're new. So fab to have you here. Today we are playing on the gel plate again, and we're going to do some peekaboo stencils on some backgrounds that we made in my previous video. So if you want to go back and check that one out first, you can make some backgrounds, come back here, and then lay down some imagery over top of them. So I did 3 of them. And I did them on a dark cardstock. Make sure your paper is nice and thick, but I go through all that in that video, so you can go check it out. I did it on a black paper for contrast. Did 3 of them, and they are the same size. It's an 8 by 10. So whatever gel plate you want to use, just make sure your paper matches, because we're doing full page prints. So what we need for the stencil video is those 3 backgrounds, or however many you want to do. The gel plate, wibble wobble, a brayer, scrap paper for cleaning that brayer, some cornstarch. Another video I will link, I did a whole tutorial on using this. It's a great resist technique, kind of creates little windows in your prints. Since I have 3 prints, I'm going to use a different paint on each one. So I've got just a white, and these are acrylic paints. Black, and we'll do one with color. This is a permanent red violet. It's a nice translucent color, and it's absolutely scrumptious. Don't you just want to slather that on some toast? It goes really nice with that turquoise. I digress. What else are you going to need? Right, you're going to need stencils, aren't you? So for this, I'm doing homemade stencils, DIY stencils, because I like the imperfection behind them, within them, upon them, however you want to say it. They're not perfect, you know, like a manufactured one. I totally use those manufactured ones as well. But for these, I just wanted like the rougher edges, and I like the imperfection of things. So this, I just cut out a little kitty on I don't know, this was like the back of a notepad. So I cut that kitty out, which is great because now I have the negative and the positive. So you can use both. This one's a little more intricate that I cut out of cardstock. Cut them out of paper, cardstock, cardboard. But again, you know, cardstock and cardboard will last longer. When you pull it off the gel plate, it's kind of sticky, so it can rip easy. Another intricate one. You do not have to go this intricate unless you want to challenge yourself. But here's a nice flower of life. I had to try this because of all the little pieces. You could just do shapes. I have little circles. I tore the edges so you get a nice textural loveliness. And then you have the circles. Again, the positive and the negative. Look at that. That would be amazing. So let's get started, shall we? I'm going to put these kind of aside. Let's start with the permanent red violet. If you go back and watch the previous video where I made these backgrounds, and grab these again, I showed you a technique of glazing to bring harmony to all your colors. So this one is the glazed one. I don't know if you can see the difference. See, it's more, I glazed it with a yellow. So it kind of brought all the colors together. I'm going to use this one for knocking stuff over for the permanent red violet. And then we'll do black and white on the 2 more bolder prints. Okay, so before I put the paint down, I want to get my composition ready because the paint dries quite fast on the gel plate, especially if you do a thinner layer. You know what, I've decided I'm going to use the lady for all 3 prints because it's just going to be, then you'll really get the idea of how different it looks. And if you want me to do more stencil videos, let me know, because I could do a video of start to finish, because it's pretty fun to actually incorporate the stencils as you're doing your background as well. And I can show you some I did a few days ago that will give you an idea of how that looks, because you'll get the stencil peeking through. So we want to figure out where our lady is going to be on our print. And always remember, it's going to be backwards. So if we want her here, right, it's going to be flipped. So she's going to have to be on that side. So this is why I try and do it before I get the paint down. So we can have her kind of like this. Or should we have her on this side? It's just about playing with composition. Turn your paper. See what's going to look better. You know, sometimes you get this texture works nice with her flowers. Or should she be on this side? Or this. Or this. I think because of the size of her, I'm going to go for a portrait style because she's kind of big, not much room at the top. So let's keep her going this way. We'll just go with this. So I know that I want her like this. So a good tip, you can just flip it. You know, she's going to be on that side. So as you can see, I've printed with her a few times. So I'm going to put this here, and I know that when I flip it, boop, I'm going to flip that way. And she is going to go on that way. Now let's get our paint down. Okay. And you want to get a nice even layer. I do find this color dries very fast for some reason on the plate. And you want to make sure, because you're going to use the cornstarch as well once you get your stencil down. Gosh, this color is so scrummy. Okay, it's very translucent. I can see the plate through it. Let's move it so it's in the frame for you. Okay, let's get her on. Sort of work kind of quickly. Tap her down a little. All right, cornstarch time. So you'll see how it's going to add little windows. All right, good. Wipe the rest of my pants. Put this down and rub. You can use a brayer to press, or you can use your hands. I love using my hands because I just like the feel. It's like a little dance here. I love how it feels, so smooth and kind of squishy. We don't need a super firm press. Just a nice circles, just a nice pressure. Now we're going to pull that off. And there she is. Now, I'll let that dry a little and then I'll remove all that cornstarch. But you can see how it's it doesn't take long to dry. So let's fan it, fan it, fan it. Come on, dry girl. Let's see. There. She's sort of like a little ghost. She's like a ghost there. And that's what I mean by a peekaboo print. She's very ghostly. And the cornstarch has made little windows, bringing your beautiful background to the foreground. You get a bit of both worlds. The extra cool thing is, you can pull a ghost print now. Take your stencil off. She's still on there. And you can keep that cornstarch on there. Again, watch my cornstarch video. You'll see how you can get more than one print. I'm not going to use one of my backgrounds. I'll just use a scrap piece of paper with my one of my prints on there. Give me one moment because I'm going to grab turquoise and I'm going to pull it with some turquoise. Hang on. Got it. Delicious. So you can put this over the cornstarch. You're going to get the similar effect of the windows. I don't know if that's too much, but we shall see. Just roll it out. This is just kind of like a little bonus side goodie from doing these stencils. Well, that just wasn't enough. Okay. Ego death. So this is going to clean off your plate too, but you get a print. There she is. Another ghost. Anyways, so that's your little bonus goodie. Now I am going to clean this off actually because I want it to be nice and clean for, I don't want her coming out again onto the next background. So let me just clean it with a baby wipe. There we go. So mainly I just took her off. If some of this comes out, then some of this comes out and we're gonna be fine with it. I'm just dabbing some of the wetness off. Okay, next print. Grab one of our bake crayons. That'll do. It really doesn't matter which one. I'm gonna use the cornstarch again. Let's do the white. Same thing. Just cover your plate. Pardon my bottle. I'm again, I'm just trying to get a nice even layer. Not too goopy like it currently is. That's good. I totally forgot to do my composition thing. So let's just put her, I don't know, let's put her in this corner. Just go for it. I don't want my paint drying. Get your little pingies down. Cornstarch you up. Obviously, the more cornstarch you use, the more peekaboo effect you get. You're also going to get some fingerprints there, apparently. Okay. I want a bit more on the white, I think, because it's going to be more solid. Need some a little, oh, don't dry on me now. I just want some more here. Okay. Get you going. And it's firm, but not too firm pressure. Rub, 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 massage, massage. She's loving it under there. She's like, oh my God, my traps are killing me. Get it, get it. Right, let's pull this off. There we go, another ghost. So that's a different look right there. I think the paint started to dry and I didn't have enough. So it's not as solid as I would have preferred. And we can get some of this off. So this one didn't turn out as fabuloso, but that's good because you got to see that they don't all turn out grand. You can still see her outline here, and you know, you can always then go in and embellish with paint, markers, pencil crayon, whatever, what have you. You know, you could outline her, you could paint her in, so I don't know, you know, you could do whatever. Your imagination is your playground. Utilize it, baby. Keeps you young. Let's take her off. Don't rip, because I need you for the next print. She looks like stardust all over her. I love it. We'll pull another print from this. Let's use this color again. Oh my gosh, that's just too much. Okay, let's pull that off. My little monarch. Yeah, so that was too much paper. We got a lot left over. Let's grab another little scrappy scrap. So here's another little tippity tip, is leave the paper on and let it soak up all that paint. It's a great way to clean off your plate too. If you get a lot of crispy edges, I like those crispy edges. But if they get a little too built up, or if there's just stuff on the plate that's not coming up, you can put a piece of paper here, leave it, and you will know when it is soaked up. The paper will start to look all rippled, right? It's getting damp. You can already feel it here. It's soaking up all that moisture. But you could leave it there for like 20 minutes if you wanted to. It's gonna be nice and sticky when you pull it off, but that will clean your plate. Okay. Okay. So I got most of it off, but I am gonna baby wipe it a bit. So now we are going to grab our third and final print, and we're going to do the black layer. I always end up using too much black. It's just so opaque. Same thing again. You're going to roll out your paint. And a nice even layer. Get the lady. Again, I didn't do the composition for this because we're just going to lay it down. I explained it before, so I don't need to do that again. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot the cornstarch windows. That's enough. Lay it down. Massage time. Hope she turns out better than the white one did. Yeah, that's better. There. Again, it looks like stardust. That's probably why I love it so much. It reminds me of the night sky. And there's your peekaboo stencil. Guess I should take her off before she dries. Ooh, she's getting thin. I won't deal with that right now. You know what I'll do is while I show you the prints, I'll put a piece of scrap paper on there. My little chickadee. Just finding all these old scraps of my art. And I'm going to leave it on there. Again, it does let it soak up, and this is going to be really good for thin layers and stuff too. If you're pulling a print that has thin layers, not just cleaning your plate like this, but if you're pulling a print that was a thin layer, just leave the paper on longer to let it absorb the paint. Then pull your print. Because I've done that before, and you pull it and you're like, oh great, nothing came off. Fantastic. Just had to let it sit longer. So I'll move that over, and we'll look at our 3 prints. We have the black foreground. We have the white foreground, and we have the red violet, absolutely delicious, want to put it on toast, foreground. Here they all are. Different. That's why I'm glad I used her the same, or for all prints, because it gives you a better idea. Sorry that one didn't turn out too well. And I did mention starting with stencils when you're doing your backgrounds to begin with. Let me grab some that I baked earlier, and I will show you what I mean by that with the stencil shapes coming through. Give me one mo. Let's move the ones we just did. And here, I found a kitty. I'll show you just to show you the one I cut out from the cardboard. This is the little kitty one I did. This was not a glazed background, and I used this same permanent red violet on it with the cornstarch. So you got your little ghostly kitty there. Anyway, that was just to show you the kitty. But if while you're doing your backgrounds, you get the stencils involved, you can get things like this. Like here's that lady again. This was a stencil that I found at the dollar store. I don't know, like a little wooden stencil. So I didn't make that one. But you can see how it comes through. It actually ended up really cool. I'm not going to pretend that I did this on purpose to have it in her hair. Because I didn't. So it just happened that way. But it totally works. It's like a bun in her hair or something. But anyway, so that's a stencil. It just helps reveal the background. So if you're using the dark paper, like in the previous video, linked below, then you will have more contrast. You're going to have that paper coming through with your stencil in it. It's really cool. So that's that one. Oh, here's one I didn't even do an image over. The circles. I actually really like this color that came out here too. It's sort of like a almost neon. Anyway, I digress. I digress a lot. I like to go off topic. So here's the circles. These are the paper stencils that I used. And they look really cool because, again, it's bringing your dark layer forward to put the colors over top. I did a little bunny stencil. This is another one I just cut out of cardboard or something. So there is, again, I used these circle stencils that I cut out. You can see, I'm going to get up here, the torn edge here and the circle within the bunny's little body. So, and again, the cornstarch. I hope you try it. I hope you have fun. I'd love to know what you think. And again, let me know below if you'd like me to do more stencil type videos on the gel plate, because I actually have kind of a cool idea. So I think I'm gonna be doing another one like this, but I can do one from start to finish to see how I did that. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come back for the next one. Let me know what you'd like to see below, and have fun, play, explore, be free, use your imagination, and I will see you in the next video, my darling. Love ya. Mwah. Ciao.